God is sending your soulmate. Marriage will happen suddenly. Have you ever felt like your heart is waiting on something you can't quite explain? That sense deep inside you that marriage is not just a dream, but a promise. This isn't by chance. God is sending your soulmate, and when it happens, it will not follow the slow patterns of this world. It will happen suddenly. You may not see the full picture right now, but the Spirit is already arranging the pieces. Think of Ruth. She didn't plan to meet Boaz that day in the fields, yet God positioned her footsteps so precisely that destiny unfolded in a single encounter. That is how sudden your story can shift. One moment of obedience, one divine connection, and everything changes. Your waiting will feel like it was swept away in an instant. And here's what you must understand. When God sends your soulmate, the alignment is supernatural. It's not forced, it's not confusing, it's not games. It flows like two rivers meeting at the right point, forming one stream. Have you noticed how some relationships feel like a constant struggle, yet others move with peace? That peace is a marker of divine confirmation. Philippians 4:7 says, "And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds." That peace is a witness that God is in it. But here's the tension. Right now, you might feel overlooked. You might see others celebrating marriages while your hands feel empty. You might ask, "Lord, have you forgotten me?" No, He has not. The delay was never rejection. It was preparation. You had to be shaped, healed, refined, because marriage is not just companionship, it's assignment. And God never sends an assignment before it's time. I want you to pause and ask yourself, what if the reason nothing worked before was because the real one had not yet been released into your path? What if every heartbreak was God's way of shielding you from a counterfeit? Psalm 37:23 says, "The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord." That means every misstep, every closed door was actually divine redirection. And here is the mystery. Before this video ends, I'll show you the exact sign God uses to confirm this for His chosen ones. But let me say this clearly. When God moves, it will be sudden. And that suddenness is not to overwhelm you, but to remind you that no human plan could have orchestrated it. Before we go further, I want to invite you. If this message is already stirring your spirit, subscribe to this channel, because what God is doing in your life is bigger than one video. In the description below, I've linked a playlist that will take you deeper into prophetic words about marriage and divine timing. That journey will strengthen your faith as you wait. Now, here's where I want you to respond. If you have ever felt that inner pull, that deep knowing that God is preparing someone for you, comment below with the word "ready." Not just as a comment, but as a prophetic declaration. Every time you type that word, you're saying to heaven, "Lord, I am prepared for your timing." And here's what's coming. Because this first chapter is only the beginning. The deeper layers of how God confirms your soulmate are about to unfold. But before we step into that revelation, I need you to hold on to this. Sudden doesn't mean unprepared. It means God has been preparing both of you in hidden places, and the unveiling will be swift. The real test, the real confirmation is still to come. Are you ready for it?
You need to understand something vital. When God sends your soulmate, it won't be hidden in endless confusion. There will be clarity. There will be alignment. And that alignment is more than just attraction or surface-level chemistry. It is a divine recognition. Something inside you will awaken, as if your spirit says, "This is the one." Think of Adam when God brought Eve. He didn't hesitate. He didn't question. He said, "This is now bone of my bones, flesh of my flesh." Genesis 2:23. That recognition was immediate, deep, undeniable. And the same God who orchestrated that introduction still writes love stories today. You will not need to chase endless signs and panic. The sign will come with peace, with divine confirmation that no counterfeit can imitate. But here's the danger. Counterfeits often arrive before the promise. Have you noticed how distractions multiply the closer you are to a breakthrough? Just before Isaac found Rebekah, there could have been delay. But Abraham's servant prayed, "Let the one you have appointed for Isaac be the one who offers me water." Genesis 24:14. And the sign came swiftly, with clarity. You see, God does not leave His children in the dark. When it's Him, there will be confirmation that speaks to your spirit and matches His word. Here is the test. They will not diminish your fire for God. They will amplify it. They will not drag you away from your calling. They will stand beside you, lifting your hands when you are weary, much like Aaron and Hur held up the arms of Moses in Exodus 17. That is one of the clearest signs. Your soulmate does not compete with your destiny. They complement it. But let me create a tension here. What if the very delay you hate right now is protecting you from choosing someone who is not prepared for you? What if God's suddenness will not only surprise you, but also humble you, because you will see how perfectly He timed it? Ecclesiastes 3:11 says, "He has made everything beautiful in its time." That includes you. That includes them. That includes the very hour He brings you together. I want you to reflect for a moment. Look back on your past relationships. Was there ever peace? Or was it constant turbulence? Did you feel more secure or more anxious? God does not confirm with chaos. He confirms with peace. And that is one of the first markers that your soulmate is truly from Him. Here is where I ask you, have you experienced moments where you felt God was protecting you from a wrong relationship? If you have, tell me below in the comments. Share your testimony, because your story may be the encouragement someone else desperately needs right now. But listen closely. This is only the beginning, because the way God confirms your soulmate is layered. The first is peace. The next is alignment. And the one after that will shock you. Before this video ends, I will show you the unmistakable sign that God uses, a sign so precise, so personal, that you cannot deny it. Don't miss this. If this word is speaking to you, check the playlist linked in the description. It's filled with more confirmations and prophetic words that build on this exact message. Think of it like a map, guiding you step by step closer to the moment God has already written for you. Now hear me, the suddenness of your marriage will not come without preparation, but it will feel like a divine surprise. And the next layer of confirmation? It will take everything I've said so far and raise the stakes higher. Are you ready for it?
There's a moment when the veil lifts, and suddenly, everything you prayed for starts to make sense. This is how God works. For years, you may have been carrying questions, asking, "Lord, when will it be my turn?" And then, in one divine encounter, the answer appears. Your soulmate is revealed not through random coincidences, but through unmistakable confirmation. Here's the truth. God never brings someone into your life without purpose. The person He sends will reflect His character. They will carry fruits of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Galatians 5:22 and 23. If these fruits are missing, no matter how charming they appear, that is not a divine match. God's chosen one will carry evidence of His Spirit. But here is where many people get confused. The enemy also sends distractions. Counterfeits often show up looking good, speaking well, even pretending to love God. But time reveals the difference. Jesus said in Matthew 7:16, "You will know them by their fruits." Your soulmate will not only speak of love, they will demonstrate it. They will not only promise commitment, they will walk it out with consistency. Let me ask you, have you ever felt torn between what looks right and what feels right in your spirit? That is the tension. Your spirit knows when something is off. Don't silence that inner voice. The Holy Spirit warns you for a reason. When it is God, the confirmation will not leave you in doubt. It will bring clarity that settles your heart. And this is the cliffhanger. Because there is one sign, one personal marker that God often uses to confirm your soulmate. It's not what you expect. It's not the cliché of, "You'll just know." It is something deeper, something tied to your specific journey. I will reveal that shortly, but first, I need you to take action. If you haven't yet, subscribe right now, because the words being shared here are not random. They are aligned with what God is already stirring in your spirit. And don't just stop here. In the description box below, there's a playlist prepared for you. That playlist carries deeper prophetic words about marriage, timing, and divine connections. Think of it as your roadmap in this season. Go there after this message, because it will strengthen your faith as you wait for what God has promised. Now, let's turn this moment into a prophetic act. Comment below one powerful word that resonates with this message. Maybe your word is peace. Maybe it's alignment. Maybe it's suddenly. Type it out, not just as a comment, but as your declaration before God. When you release that word, you're planting a seed into your own season. But don't miss what's about to come, because in the final moments of this message, I will uncover the one divine sign that makes everything undeniable. The moment you see it, you will know beyond all doubt that this is the soulmate God has prepared for you. Are you ready for that revelation?
This is the part you've been waiting for. The one sign that confirms God is sending your soulmate and that marriage will happen suddenly. It is this, divine recognition that feels like prophecy fulfilled. It is not just attraction, not just admiration. It is as if your spirit whispers, "This is the answer to the prayer I didn't know how to voice." Think about Joseph. He carried dreams that seemed impossible. Yet when the time was right, Pharaoh said, "Can we find anyone like this man? One in whom is the Spirit of God?" Genesis 41:38. Recognition, confirmation. The same way Joseph was recognized, your soulmate will recognize you, not just for what you show outwardly, but for the spirit you carry. They will see the divine imprint in you. And when you see them, something will click. Not forced, not rehearsed, but spirit-breathed. This is the sign. They will not only fit into your life, they will fit into your purpose. And when that happens, the shift will be sudden. You will feel like years of waiting collapse into a single moment of clarity. The loneliness, the confusion, the tears you shed in private, God redeems all of it in an instant. That is why sudden does not mean rushed. It means appointed. But let me remind you, God confirms in layers. First peace, then alignment, then fruit, and finally recognition. When these markers line up, you won't need endless fleeces. You won't need to beg God for another sign. It will be clear. The same Spirit who led Abraham's servant to Rebekah, the same Spirit who led Ruth to Boaz, will lead your steps into divine collision. I want you to breathe this in, because when you finally meet, it will feel like two pieces of a divine puzzle locking into place. No more striving, no more fear. Just the peace of knowing God was writing your story all along. And you'll look back and see He was not delaying. He was protecting. He was saving the best for the right time. Now here's what I want you to do.
If this word has touched your spirit, subscribe right now. Not because it helps me, but because this channel carries messages that God will use to guide you in this season. And don't just stop here. In the description box below, you'll find a playlist carefully prepared for you. That playlist is not random. It's part of your spiritual journey. Walk through it. Let every video feed your faith as you prepare for the moment God has ordained. And now, I want you to seal this moment. Comment below one word that sums up this prophetic message. For some of you, the word is promise.